How's everyone's Saturday mornings going?
Oh, God. I've been watching the news for like
no.
4 days straight.
Why are you doing that to yourself?
I know, it's kind of become kind of comforting at this point. Like Steve Kornacki, Map Daddy, right?
The Steve Kornacki is the best.
The chart throb. I can't.
Love
I'm
him.
like, I know. And then we switched to CNN, and I'm a little like, no, that's not the vibe. I need
Steve
back. I need Steve. Oh my God.
How about you, Laura? Are you watching the news at all? What are you doing?
Oh, no. I just keep refreshing on my phone, checking in, and trying to just, like, everybody get ready to roll your eyes at me, but I fucking can't. I just fucking can't.
No, like, I'm with you. I'm on that page.
And yeah. All the things, like, we got to keep fighting the fight, and I know we're going to win and all that stuff, and it's also just, like... I will just look at the actual numbers and start sobbing uncontrollably because it's fucking unacceptable. So in an effort to not have a massive meltdown before recording this podcast, I am not looking at the news.
I support that. I want to talk about this on the episode, so I'll hold it. I'll save it. But yeah, we should just dive in. What do you think, Em?
Yeah, let's do it. Welcome to Witchcast.
Cause it's Witchcast.
I'm Emily.
I'm Kate.
And this is the Witchcast podcast.
That's right. We are your growing and learning witches who are trying to just absorb all the positive energy in the world on our witchy journey and leave behind the negative.
Yeah. We started this journey as baby witches, so to speak, and we've been learning and growing and trying to just absorb everything we can about our witchy world. And now for season 4, we're doing more sort of a community and chat-based season. Just talking about still learning, but in new and different ways.
Yeah, definitely.
And we have guests today.
Yes, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for these guests. So you might recognize one of them. Laura Lucas is a crystal and Reiki healer. You also are an Akashic reader. How do you pronounce that?
You were so close. I really wanted to just let you do it because I'm evil. I was like, let her try.
Yeah, this is like what it is to be in first grade. Yeah.
Yes, hello. I am Laura. I've been on the pod before. It's a delight and a real treat to be back.
Welcome back.
As you said, I'm a Reiki master, crystal healer, and Akashic record reader. Akashic, yeah.
Akashic. And I want to dive into what that is more later, but we also have another guest with us, two for the price of one. Sutton Crawford, who's an intuitive tarot card reader and witchy mama.
Hi.
Both of you are based in Queens and formed the new Casual Coven on Instagram. This is a wonderful community. Welcome, Sutton.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. I'm so excited.
Our pleasure.
Yeah, it's nice to have this. I feel very craft-like right now with the four of us. Having some nice symmetry.
Light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Exactly.
Favorite game.
Oh my God, I totally used to play that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Classic sleepover game.
I feel like that's why also like witch culture has gotten so popular with our demographic with like millennial women because like we all grew up as children of the 90s.
We had so many witch role models.
There's so many witch role models.
So many.
Yeah.
And we used to do that folding. I saw this silly meme where it was like, I started from the bottom and now I'm a tarot card reader. And it was that folded paper thing that you used to write.
Yeah.
And then
what was it called?
I was like, I totally made those constantly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Divination tool for a first grader.
Yeah. Well, we didn't have phones. What else were we going to do?
Yeah, exactly.
We had to be creative.
The younger gens don't know how bad they have it. They don't know how to entertain themselves outside of electronics.
Seriously, even my kid, God, don't judge me, everybody, but my 17-month-old knows how to use the iPad like better than I do. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Well, they're like normal. Around it constantly because like if you have a phone and there's an iPad just around them, they just absorb like how that works.
And his teeny little fingers, and he's scrolling, and he double clicked and X'd out of things.
There's nothing you can do to stop that near a second.
Stop that.
That's not your fault.
Right? Yeah. This is the way we're going.
It's also a testament to their UX designers, though. Literally a baby can figure it out. Sorry, Laura.
Listening to someone. Oh, it's okay. I was listening to someone talk about this recently. I can't figure out who it was, but like children are learning programming in school now. Like children.
Wow.
Yeah, we had like Oregon Trail to teach us how to click. And
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we are really the last generation, I think, that like actually was, somewhat like grown in some way when the internet and like computers and smartphones became like, I didn't get a BlackBerry until I was in my mid-20s, like that, like that's just, and all the younger generations, like that's just all they know.
Mm-hmm.
They were born into the world of the iPhone.
Mm-hmm. I remember when we used to play outside.
I know. And now everyone's doing reels and like, I get it. They're fun. But also the other day, I literally tried to make a reel for 2 hours and I gave up. I absolutely gave up. It will never see the light of day. I was like, I can't do this. Grandma just will post a picture and everyone can get over it.
That's how I feel about TikTok. I'm like so intimidated by TikTok.
I went on TikTok and I was like, wait, I'm going to have to spend a lot of time if I want to make one of these.
It's serious. It's serious. I have it just because I was like, I don't want anybody to steal my name.
Yeah,
I'm never
going to use it. I'm never going to use it.
When you're buying the domain ahead of time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Crawford is mine.
The next thing, I better get in there.
Exactly. I just like get your TikTok name, and then that's all we have to do.
Yeah, I mean, honestly.
Wait, I'm going to admit the most grandma thing. I think I have like 3 TikTok accounts because I keep losing my password.
Oh, no.
Emily, you have to use LastPass. You have to use like a password storage thing. I couldn't survive without mine.
So usually my phone saves my passwords when I make them, and it just didn't.
I'm scared of that witchcraft. I'm scared of that password saving.
Yeah.
It freaks me out.
I think the built-in like phone password saving has always been really glitchy for me, but not to be like we're sponsored by LastPass because we're not. But that works really well for me.
But open to it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm open to it. If LastPass wants to come and sponsor us, we're totally.
So would it be?
Yeah,
we make it very clear. We're horse for whatever. Yeah, if you want to pay us.
We are willing to sell out at any time.
Yeah,
please ask.
Anything. Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
So wait, I just listened to the door knocker episode.
Yes.
Get into this.
I'm obsessed. We need an update of the door knocker. We need to hear about your ancestor guide that's working with you right now. Like it was like blowing my mind. I'm so excited for you.
I'm so happy you brought that up because I actually did want to ask you too about your opinions on it all, because I'm honestly quite still, I believe it, but I'm also like, I'm still open to what it could be. And if it, I think I'm still learning and interpreting what is happening, but since I set up those boundaries with the ancestor and had that little conversation, she has not, like nothing else has really happened. The door knocker will go off if I turn it on. Like that I can bring it up later, but like it will go off, but like nothing has fallen, I haven't heard any other sounds or anything like that. But I have been using tarot to communicate. And then actually from our friend Rowan's advice, was it last night? Or the night before, I brewed Matt like a sweetening bath. So Rowan gave me a list of herbs, and I used rose petals, lavender, and fresh basil, a little honey, a little vodka because I didn't have white rum, and some uncrossing oil. And I boiled that on the stove for a little while and like tried to stir in love. And then Matt went and took a shower by candlelight and incense, baby's first incense shower. And then like he called me over I told him like, let me know when you're done. And then I brought I let it cool. And then I brought it over to him and we just like poured it over his head and like tried to wash away. And then like, I was like, go air dry and dress in light clothes. And he's so supportive. He was like so on board with all of it. And then we did like an uncrossing and a road opening ritual afterwards. And so that was Thursday night because I remember he had work on Friday and he had a really tough day at work again. But I think he described it as feeling like that moment in Office Space after the guy gets hypnotized and just does not care anymore. I was like, okay, I think that's good.
It's good, right? Absolutely.
Yeah, a little less negatively charged. So
yeah, well, that's good.
Yeah, we'll see.
The boundaries thing. And it was so funny because I was listening to the episode and I was like, and you started to talk about boundaries. And I've been hearing this a lot from a lot of oracles and spiritual workers and healers. And I was just taking a course the other night about calling in your clairvoyance or clairsentience or calling in spirit, because spirit's there all the time and wants to help you and loves you so much and wants to communicate with you. And she was very clear about boundaries. And she is clairaudient, I believe. So she hears things, and she says it's even so far as it'll call her name, and her name's Crystal. You'll die.
Wow.
Crystal the Oracle. But she
Amazing.
said that she would used to be doing something and it'd be like, Crystal. And it would sound like her mom or her aunt. And she had to like say to spirit, just like, you cannot, when I'm fixing food for my children, you cannot talk to me like that. Like I need, unless it's dire. And you said this too, you were like, unless it's my immediate safety, I need you to only talk to me right before I go to bed or whatever it may be. And so boundaries is like huge. And I'm wondering if because you set the boundary, you're like, no, this is how we will communicate. The spirit's like, okay, I love you. I'll do whatever you say.
And stuff like that to me also, like, I know, Kate, you were saying, I mean, I believe in it, but also I don't. But also, the second you set a boundary, the boundary was listened to. So it's sort of like, to me, that's even like extra evidence that like this spirit is 100% there and listening and like ready to play and follow by your rules.
Yeah, and like loving and positive, because
100%.
No stink made.
Right. That's something I think I've been working on as like a witch and magic practitioner, honestly, since we started this podcast maybe since my youth, is like working past my doubt and like learning to accept the signs and accept, the results, and not immediately go to that cognitive dissonance of like, no, it's just a coincidence, or it's just your imagination, or, like being like trying to just say thank you and move on and like recognize it rather than question it, but it's hard. I was like recording messages to my therapist and trying to tell her about this ancestor, and I was like, I probably sound insane. My therapist is very supportive of my craft, but like she thinks it's great that I have something that works for me so well, but like I still, it's hard to work past that kind of like patriarchal commercialist, like, society of like witchcraft's bullshit,
Yeah, the muggles out there telling us it's not true.
I have so many thoughts on this. I'm actually reading Spiral Dance by Starhawk. If y'all don't know,
yes.
Oh, love Starhawk. And in this book, I'm probably going to butcher this, so like please just bear with me. But with the witch trials, like in Europe, they were just going through and just killing women. Like we all know this. Like it actually had nothing to do with witchcraft. Like if you sassed at your husband, you're probably going to be. He's like, yeah, she's a witch, and they'd kill you.
If you had a lot of money.
Yes,
if you inherited a lot of money, you were dead. And there are actual accounts of towns being left with one woman.
Yeah, in Germany, I heard they just got rid of all the women.
Oh my God.
Bye, ladies. Like, no thanks. And so that stuff runs deep. And I know that was so long ago, yada, 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 but it actually wasn't. And that, it's just runs so deep. So, of course, the doubt is just, nonsense from, external forces. And I was feeling, Sutton can attest to this. When we started the coven, I was like, coven is a scary word. I don't want to use it.
I was like, it's not scary.
Deep programming from society. Women are horrible. Women are the worst. Like witches are scary. Autonomy is scary, and it's not.
And and it's also like if you were like a 50-year-old man sending notes to your therapist about what God was telling you to do, no one would be like, you're insane.
Thank you.
I might think you were a little insane. But in terms of like culturally, everyone would be like, yeah, like on board.
Like faith, how cute. Like how
right. Like Christianity came in. There was this whole pagan worship of the goddess, and this Christianity just came through with a vengeance. I mean, they do it with everything, right? They pillage and destroy and rape, honestly, and they came through and they just were like, no, you're outspoken, you are healing people. Like there was this, I'm going to butcher this quote, but there was a pope that said something about midwives, like the greatest threat to the Christian faith is midwives. That idea that midwifery is somehow dangerous, right? That helping women through childbirth is dangerous. Like that's Satanist. It's
Well, I mean,
so bizarre.
That's a great point, and I feel like you could even draw parallels to what we're still battling today with the whole quote unquote pro-life movement, and the fact that people's rights to choose autonomy over their own bodies is specifically women and people with female reproductive organs are being it's insane. But that's how you control the population, right? That's how you control the poor. That's how you control the masses. Is withholding access to resources, education, and healthcare.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and you had talked about how there's this huge uptick in people identifying as witches, and I feel because witchcraft and witches have always just equaled an outspoken person against the system, right? And we finally are able to be those people without apology. I mean, witchcraft was only legalized. It was illegal until 1950, I think. I might be completely making that up. It's certainly in London, it was illegal until 1950. And so, we're stepping on the backs of these other witches, which we are supremely thankful for. I just want to say that very quickly. Thank you to the people who did this before us, because we now get to be outspoken and loud about it and hex the patriarchy and go to these demonstrations where those women were those people, were completely cloaked and holding giant tarot cards with strength on it. And, I say thank you to those people who came before us.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So speaking of forming new communities and calling yourselves a coven, what inspired you to come together? How did you meet and to start this new group?
So Sutton and I met years ago. She was actually one of my first consistent clients. And then we just became friends. We actually joked about this recently. As adults, it's so funny to make friends. You sort of have to court each other. Like, oh my God, do you like me? I like you. Do you want to hang out? Like, it really was sort of that funny adult courtship moment.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we've known each other for years. Sutton, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, no, it's true. And it took us a while to do that courting dance and figure each other out. And then, it was not too long ago that I was like, I want to start a coven. And she was like, whoa, what are you doing? That sounds scary. Like she said, she was like, coven sounds really serious. And I was like, well, listen, I'm not Wiccan and I believe in witchcraft, but I am not Wiccan. And I had just been finishing up the book, The Witch's Bible. And, there is a very serious ritual that they perform when they initiate a coven member. And it's about measuring them with red rope, and then it gets tied around certain parts of your body, and then you get the bundle, and if you mess up, then they take the bundle away, and it's very it was so
a lot of pressure.
And they love nudity too, scary. And all the power to you, but isn't most of this done at Skyclad? Something?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Skyclad meaning naked. And then there's a ton of sexual rituals, which, hey, let your freak flag fly. I'm so here for that.
Everything's legitimate for you, but not everything works for everybody.
Exactly. And then Laura was like, well, what if it's a casual coven? And I was like,
ding!
I was like, that's brilliant. Because, we want to be inclusive. This isn't just about people who feel like they identify as witches. I like to say out of the broom closet.
Yes, love that.
And if you feel like you're still in the broom closet, that doesn't mean you can't pop on and look at our crystal pulls or our tarot pulls, or maybe book a session with us. And, we were with someone yesterday. We do joint sessions where you get me for an hour, you get her for an hour. And then we kind of come up with a magical package, like a prescription. With sigils and crystals and bath salts and incense and all these things, and this person was not. If they were witchy, which I could tell she was a little bit. They were in the broom closet. It wasn't.
And they were totally open about it too. She was like, I don't have any crystals. She's like, I've never worked with crystals at all. And I'm like laying stones on her. And she's like, working with stones that have like super intense energy. I was like, who are you? This is wild. Yeah. The stones that I've worked, I was telling Sutton, I called Sutton after and was like, oh my gosh, this person that we just both worked with, who openly was like, I've never done this. I don't know anything about any of this. Let's just see if it works for me. I was like, she is working with crystals that I have put on people and they take off of them because it is too much. They will take them off of themselves. But sometimes, not to go off on a tangent, but at the beginning of a session, or if I've worked with someone long enough, it's like, let's see how this crystal interacts with this person. Sometimes you just have to take a chance. Like sometimes the really high vibration or the really intense ones, it's like, let's just try this on your third eye and see how it works. And this woman just was full of all these intense crystals. She's like, I love this. It's crazy. But that's a long-winded way of saying, one, I'm still like in shock. It was such a cool session. Two, a long-winded way of saying the coven is for everyone. You don't have to, call yourself a witch if you don't want to. You can be as witchy or as non-witchy as you'd like. I personally, I believe that everyone is a little witchy. I do. I've already
Absolutely.
I've already openly admitted that it took me a while to even say I was a witch. It was scary. Oh my gosh. And I was having flashbacks. Like one time I got a book in middle school. A friend gave it to me and it was like a young adult sort of witchy book, like spells. And it really was like how to make a ritual bath for yourself. But it was very much for middle schoolers, like almost equal amounts of words to pictures. And my family was horrified. Took it from me, hid it from me. Were like, is that who you want to be? Like just this whole like shameful thing. And I like to think my family's fairly open nowadays. Like I give my grandparents crystals. They have them on display. They love them. But back then it was like, oh my God, we've lost her to the devil. So we've lost her.
Wow. The 90s were a different time.
I mean, the craft. I mean, that's all they knew.
But it's just for everyone. And it's really empowering to be able to say how you feel exactly. And maybe you are ready to say, I'm a witch, and you can say it with us, and maybe you're not, and it doesn't matter. We're here for you. We want to do all levels of events, all levels of spells. Like we're all just in this together. And I know that's so freaking cheesy, but it's true. And that's what Seth and I are trying to do. And there wasn't really much of this, to our knowledge, happening in Queens and Astoria just yet. From our personal experiences, there were more, I'd say, stronger communities in like Brooklyn or Manhattan, but not as much in Astoria. So we wanted to kind of spearhead the move.
Very cool.
That's amazing. I hate to interrupt because this is a really good conversation, but
did you just get a text about Biden winning also?
Yeah,
everyone
outside is banging drums and pots and pans. This is happening live as we're recording this. It was called by ABC, NBC, MSNBC, and CNN. Pennsylvania has gone to Biden. I have chills on my arms right now. Oh my
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was just
desire to rip my top off. I don't know what that
means. I'm glad for this.
Yeah, AP News has said Biden has 284.
Yeah, I have it on NPR too, yeah.
People are like going nuts outside right now. Oh my God.
I just got like an iMessage popped up from my husband that was like, Biden wins!
I know, my dad texted me a photo and I was like, is this real? I'm so sorry to interrupt what we were talking about.
No, that is a good reason to interrupt.
Absolutely. How crazy. It's happening while we're recording too. That's super fun. Live record.
So be it, so it is. I cannot tell you how many times I said to people, I was like, just put it out there so it is. Donald
Absolutely.
Trump is still in my freezer, that mofo. Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Sorry. Oh.
No, this is like really, I'm like very emotional right now.
I was like, I'm going to cry.
I know. I didn't expect to react this way because I've been like so kind of like, I don't know, like you were saying in your reading Queen of Swords, like just like kind of preparing myself for the worst. But I was going to say that that's my new thing is like speaking what I want out loud, and then accepting that that's what's going to happen. Like in the smallest way, like at work, like with certain projects, I'll be like, we're sending this out for feedback. It's going to come back with no notes. They're going to love it.
Yeah.
And like every single time I would say that out loud, it would actually happen. So then the other night I told Matt, I was like, I'm going to just say this. Joe Biden's going to win the presidency.
Yes.
We might need to do some recounts, but he is ultimately going to win. And ultimately the transfer of power in March is going, or whenever it happens. January? When does it happen?
Hopefully January.
No, sorry, I didn't say March. Whatever the transfer of power happens.
The world.
In January, we'll be smooth. I also said that we are going to take back the Senate and keep the House. So I'm just gonna go for it.
John Ossoff is going for a runoff, I think. I mean,
and if Georgia,
crazy,
it
but
looks like Georgia's gone blue, so it is possible that like it could, you know.
I'm feeling
Stacey Abrams. Thank you, Stacey Abrams. Like,
yeah, I know. We should all build shrines to Stacey Abrams.
We should. She should. We need those candles, right? We need a prayer candle with Stacey Abrams on it.
Send her our energy. She
Saint Stacey Abrams.
And listen, like the thing that I keep wanting to say, and I think I kind of said this in the reading that I pulled the other day, was that that we have to, as myself anyway, as a cis white woman, I have to do more work because 55% of white women voted for Donald Trump, more than last time. And so as witches, right, we are the balancers, and we have to balance out this shit. And so, not to take away from this amazing moment, but he's not a magician, right? Biden is not going to be a magician. He's not going to make everything go away. And we have to put our feet down, man. Oh, but I'm so relieved.
Yes.
It'll make it a lot easier to put our feet
down. A little easier to work. Yeah. That's what my thing is like when I was phone banking and I talked to a couple people in Texas who are undecided, I was like, well, look, I'm not going to lie to you. I was totally going off script. I was like, Joe Biden's not my ideal candidate either, but wouldn't you rather have someone in the White House who you can actually have a conversation with? Like, wouldn't you want to have someone who's actually going to listen to both sides and actually be able to get some progress done rather than a child? Like at the very least, like let's just at least have a president who's not.
My child can have a better conversation than Donald Trump can.
I know.
And tells more truth than he does.
I'm sure.
I'm crazy. It's the iPad, really. I can't believe that just happened while we were sitting here.
Wow. Yeah, I know. I'm like freaking out. Okay.
We can like cancel our handmade outfits. We can cancel those orders.
Yeah. Everybody go on your Amazon and get rid of the handmade.
Like, Alexa, cancel my handmade outfit. Thank you.
Oh boy,
amazing.
Look at what's happening in Poland. Talk about witchcraft.
Yeah, all the women hitting the streets because of the abortion ban, but now they're not going to do it, or they're reconsidering. I think as of the last time I checked.
But that's where
I guess we'll have to reconsider it. But I love
I
mean, I think undeniable power of women. Take them down.
Yeah, I think that's protesting works, and I think that's been like a big lesson this year too, is that like, there's been a lot of debate about, the looting or the violence. But I think like in reality, we as a country in history have always like big change has happened when people en masse come together and say enough is enough. We need to change things.
100%. Yeah. And to relate it to tarot, because that's what my brain does. It's the tower, man.
Yes.
The tower has to be struck by lightning. It has to burn down because the system that we built, which is the tower to protect whatever is inside of it, was not good. We burn the tower down, and it's painful and it's hard, but burn it to the ground so that the star can come out. I mean, it's just... Yeah, and that's why I'm like, when people argue with me about looting and rioting, I'm like, if somebody, I had a fight with this guy on Facebook, like you do, and I just said, if somebody, like as you do, that's all I do when I pull open Facebook, and I just was like, if somebody, and I'm going to be real frank with my language right here, but I said, if somebody murdered my baby and he cried mama as he was passing away, I'd burn it to the ground too. So and with no justice for it. So don't tell me that people don't have the right to burn the tower down.
Yeah. And yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That's all.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, I have such chills.
I do.
So I want to go back to what we were talking about before, although it feels hard to focus on anything else. But I will say that I love how you have created community, and I think that that's been the goal for Emily and I as well. Like I'm just blown away by the amazing people we get to meet because of this podcast that we normally never would have ever been connected to. Like it's just, and like what an awesome community it is. Like just lovely, wonderful people. So that's great. How did I'm curious, Sutton, how did you get into tarot?
Oh God. I have been drawn to the occult and witchcraft since I was like a really little girl. And my mom just came across all these photographs of me. I think I'm like 8 years old and I don't know what I'm doing, but there's my uncle. I have a scarf on my head. I have candles lit and I am like doing something. And it looks like tarot to me. I did not have tarot cards, but what I did have was runes. I mean, I carried around a bag of runes since the time I was like 6 years old. And I don't know what prompted me to ask my mother to buy me these wooden runes. I can still remember them. And I would carry them around with me all the time. I didn't know what they were. I didn't read them. I knew nothing about them, but something about them was like, I don't know. I was like, I have to have these. Yeah. And then, I spent a lot of time, I always am like thinking before I was out of the broom closet, I guess I like spent a lot of time saying, oh, thank you, universe, for giving me these things that I ask for and for allowing me to be happy. Right. I don't care so much about money. I don't care about anything else besides living my life happy and safe, and my family is healthy and I am healthy, and so mote it be, right? And so I was constantly thanking the universe. And then eventually I was like, oh, and then when I was 12 years old, I went to a fortune teller for a school field trip and she touched my hand and she said, you have the gift. And that
that's awesome. I mean,
that's the best thing you could tell a 12-year-old ever.
Who knows? And that really stuck with me. And then I was like, you know what? And I'd always been like, I want to learn to read the tarot. I have to learn to read the tarot. And needless to say, it's very difficult to do things with a child, but I do them. And I have been doing readings for other people for about a year now. And I love it. It is a way for me to connect with them, to connect with source and spirit. And I just love it. And I love the imagery. There's something so beautiful about how every tarot deck is completely different, and yet it has similar meanings. And I love that people can divine different meanings from the same cards while all within the same parameters. So but it's been a long journey for me with witchcraft, carrying my runes around as a 7-year-old.
I love that image. Did you, I know Laura, you mentioned that like your family was kind of freaked out about the idea of you dabbling in anything remotely esoteric. Was your family supportive of it? Do they know, are you out of the broom closet with them in terms of? Oh
yeah, I'm definitely. Yes. My husband is a muggle. I love him so very much. My son, and he's probably going to like shudder that I say this on a podcast, but I think my son is very witchy. He's like, my husband and I have 10,000 crystals. My husband has his 10,000 G.I. Joes, and they're like all right next to each other. And I joke that his G.I. Joes are his crystals, but the kid would rather play with my crystals, which is annoying and great at the same time. But my family all thinks it's nonsense. They all think I'm crazy, but lovingly crazy. But they don't believe in it at all. And but it starts to trickle in, right? My mom's like, can I have another reading? She's had 3 now, I think. And then I've read for all of my family members. At one point, my grandpa was like, but what if I had pulled different cards? I said, but you didn't. So they're very loving and accepting and non-judgmental. Our family is like, number one is no judgment. So they may not believe in it, but they let my freak flag fly. So
I will say, just to set the record straight, while in the past my family may have reacted poorly They are definitely doing better. They're definitely doing
good.
better.
That's what I was going to ask you is how are they now?
Oh my gosh, they're so good. Like I said, my grandparents, I'll give them crystals and they put them on doilies on display.
Classic grandparent.
I love that.
When I get old, I'm buying a bunch of doilies.
Oh, you have
Why
to.
wait?
Start now. Alexa, order doilies.
Oh gosh, she's gonna do it.
Whoever's listening to this is gonna be so mad at me. I'm gonna get like hate mail. Sorry. Anyway, but also my grandparents, I'm like, you motherfuckers, like they will put crystals that like for anti like EMF crystals, they just naturally like put them by the TV. Like they don't know what they're doing. They don't have the internet. I'm like, you fucking are connected.
They know.
How dare you? Lean into it. No, but they're very sweet now. Even my grandparents are like, they're farm people. My grandpa has a farm and he'll be like, my granddaughter, it's kind of like meditation. And I'm like, excellent. You're not far off. Like, so
wow.
Definitely into it now. Of course, like my mom and my aunt are very like, my mom loves sessions and yeah, so they're very into it these days. Took them a minute, but now I feel like they're on the right track.
Well,
That's
good.
awesome. That's great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys are so great. How could your family not be?
Right.
Go for it.
Aww.
You know?
Well, a lot of people are great who have families who are not so great, but yeah.
That's true.
That's true.
True.
It's funny. I feel like my parents just kind of ignore it. Like I will say they've become very politically progressive, which I consider such a win. My dad has, speaking of starting fights on Facebook, he makes me so proud. I see his posts. They come to the top of my feed. He just gets in arguments with other boomers about pro-choice and like, and liberal politics. And he just fights back and forth with them. And like my mom just like angrily tweets at Donald Trump all the time. Like they're just like these, they're both like, you know, they're like, my dad's retired. My mom doesn't work. They're just at home and they're just like watching all the news. And it's been great. They've become so progressive in the last 10 years, I would say.
Yeah, that's
amazing.
My mom is on Twitter now, also angrily tweeting at politicians. The thing is that my mom is Canadian and lives in Canada, and I am Canadian and currently waiting on my green card. And I'm like, Mom, tone it down. I mean, except that I love that she's doing it, and I would rather get deported for her being a Republican than.
That's a nice gesture.
But I love it. It's very funny and sweet and good.
Yeah.
I mean, someone's got to yell at them.
Yeah, they have the time. They can do it.
Yeah.
Exactly. They should join TikTok and make angry TikTok. It's for us.
I have to say that is like a subset of TikTok I'm like really a big fan of. Is like grandparent TikTok. These old people who they're like literally in their 70s or 80s and they just have their own TikTok channels and post these videos themselves and they're so wholesome and lovely. I'm just like, I'm really into wholesome TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No, the shift in, I mean, my family, my side has always been extremely progressive and extremely liberal to the point of almost obnoxious. And then my husband's mother has made these strides that are like blowing my mind, and she's amazing. And oh God, I hope she doesn't hear this, but she voted for Hillary. She's a registered Republican and, you know, she voted for Biden. And then every time we see her, she wants to talk about it. And she's like, please explain this thing to me. Is that true? What does this mean? Like, and she lives in South Carolina to put it into context. So, you know, the people she's surrounded with are completely conservative. I mean, QAnon, we are here for Donald Trump. He is saving
QAnon. That's rough.
My God situation. I don't know if they're as far as QAnon, but I do know a couple of those people.
I mean, they're out there. There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them, and there's some sneaking into the wellness sphere. It's awful.
No. Yeah, it's really scary. No. You know what I keep thinking about is like 10 years down the line when none of that has panned out, how stupid all these people are going to feel.
But they will.
Of course, people don't drink the blood of children. Are you fucking insane?
No, witches do that. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's what it is. You're confusing Democrats with witches.
Only naughty children.
They're not the same.
It's the same way I feel about climate change. I said this on Facebook. Oh gosh. And I got into a fight with a family member. But I was just like, here, let's put it out there. If I am wrong, I look stupid. If you are wrong, we are underwater.
Yeah, we're not well.
What's the, where's the breaking point of when we're going to actually acknowledge that nothing's going to matter unless we get control of the climate. We are not going to have these political fights anymore. They're not going to matter.
But Biden already said he's going to rejoin the climate agreement.
I know.
Day one.
Right back in, baby.
Yeah.
It's like a comforting grandpa. Like he's like, don't worry, everybody.
He needs to just take care of himself. I just hope he self-care. He's getting on in years. Like, definitely let Kamala take a lot of the work. She's ready.
What a team! Totally fine with it.
Yeah, totally.
He just needs to survive until he's sworn in. Like I was like reading into like but I'm just
now in January.
No, but I'm just saying, there was an article that was like, hypothetically, what is the process if a president-elect, dies before they're sworn into office? And it gets really complicated. However, if he's sworn in and then something happens, which it will because he's very healthy and I'm manifesting.
Oh my God, I'm literally knocking on wood.
But I'm just saying, there's then obviously Kamala would step in. But it's going to be fine, and he's very healthy, and he's going to have good health for a long time.
He just has to live and stop giving neck rubs, and he'll be good.
Yeah,
those are the things that Joe Biden needs to do. Stop touching people and live. Thank you.
Stop touching people.
Hugs need consent.
I will say, though, going back to the whole kind of mind shift that I think I think some people are shifting further away from love and light, right? We could say that. Mm-hmm. And but I was in
the
college,
understatement of the century. But yeah.
Well, I'm trying to be like.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Political. But no, I remember reading Eckhart Tolle. I think it was A New Earth, and this was back in college. It was probably 10, 12-ish years ago, and he was saying that some point in the near future, the world collectively is going to have to go through a period of evolution, and it won't be physical anymore. We've kind of reached that limit, but it will be mental and spiritual and emotional. And either, and there's going to be some sort of greater force, global force, that's going to force us to evolve. And either we are going to have to evolve as a species, or we're going to have to be left behind, basically. And not in a doomsdaying way, he was saying this. It was just kind of that's the natural next step for us as this species on Earth, on this planet. And I was kind of like, what could that possibly be? And then 2020 happens, and I was like, yeah. Got it. A global pandemic, actually. That's seen. Yeah. Wow.
that was the interesting thing about the pandemic too. I often call it a corona bonus. A friend of mine taught me this phrase, and so I've been trying to find the corona bonus and things, and what about it has been good, and that 2 months or whatever when the climate got better because people weren't driving around and construction had stopped and planes had stopped and you could hear birds again. And we kind of slipped backwards a little bit, but this collective mind shift, I that being together is more important than whatever it may be. And, we're still human. And so we fall down the trap of capitalism and all that nonsense. But it's just, if we can just make little ripples of trying to connect to nature and ourselves and, not needing so much all the time. That's a corona bonus.
I also think that I do believe that we are starting to see the beginning of, how do I say this? Beginning of the end of needing a bazillion people to die for there to be change.
Yes.
I feel like you see it. This is a terrible example, but it's what's coming to mind. Just on my corner, it took three people getting hit before they put a light in. You know what I mean? But I do think we are, and I weirdly think that's a corona bonus as well. If you
bonus is a very funny phrase. Yeah. Just to be clear, this podcast feels that the coronavirus was by and large a bad thing that killed a lot of people, but there are
absolutely
some good things, and I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, thank you.
Right.
No, in no way are we saying it was positive.
Just wanted to slip that in there. Totally on board with what you're saying.
Yeah, totally.
Make sure we've got our bases covered.
Yeah. No, thank you. Thank you for saying that.
I hear what you're saying, Laura, is that we need to move to, and hopefully we are moving to a place where 200,000 plus people don't need to die anymore for actual change to happen.
Yeah, which would be really lovely. And it's true. I mean, my gosh, like when everything was actually shut down, there were so many birds in my backyard and it was so beautiful. And it was like heart-wrenching to see nature just be like, like as soon as we stopped, it was like, I'm here.
Yeah.
And they were like, they went inside. This is great, guys. I could hear the birds being like, yeah, we did it.
Oh God, the bird.
And people were posting, I saw a lot, like my Instagram feed, they'd be like, I went for a walk today. Like there was just this shift in gratitude. And it's like, fucking hello. Of course, like the flowers were always there, ding dongs. Like we're just so busy. I'm preaching to the choir, but we're so busy with our heads up our tuchuses. We gotta fucking figure that out. And I think we are slowly but surely removing our ass hats, collective ass hat.
Yeah.
I think also too.
Oh, go ahead, Kate.
No, go ahead.
No, my thing is about the West Wing, so you go first.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just gonna say, I think also, part of this, I think we should try to always have this kind of relationship with nature, regardless of being stuck inside or not. And I think this kind of forced time out for a lot of us has made us really be able to look within and look without, like you were saying, but also exposed huge cracks in those foundations for those towers to fall, like you were mentioning earlier, Sutton. Like, I think also, the Black Lives Matter movement gained so much ground this year, even though it's been around for 6 years and Black people have been killed by the police since police reformed, because people couldn't look away. And I think we already were feeling failed by our system in so many ways. So out of this tragedy, I'm hoping that now we are entering a new dawn, still chills, of positive change, of people taking on the mantle themselves as community leaders, of saying enough is enough. We need to all put in the work, like you were saying, like we all need to step forward into our power and be the positive change that we want to see and break down the systems that aren't working and build new ones.
Yeah.
100%.
I feel like I hate to be a stinker and take the reins, but Sutton and I were just talking about this before we started recording, because Sutton and I did a crystal pull and Sutton did a card pull.
Yes.
Just for this. And I feel I am so sorry. This is not my podcast, but it felt like a perfect segue.
No, please.
Segue it.
Okay, so I pulled a blue apatite, and Sutton, what did you pull?
I pulled the lover's card.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. I mean, and here was the thing. I pull the lover's card and I say to myself, Laura and I and a casual coven are shadow work witches. We are not all love and light.
No.
And it was so interesting to pull the lover's card because I was like, wow, what a sweet omen. And I was talking to Laura about how I wanted to talk about it, because it's like, we can talk about it in a relationship sense and falling in love with someone, not falling in love, being in love with someone else who is your equal, but different than you, and duality, and marrying that duality so that something that is different than you makes you better, right? That's kind of what I see the lover's card as. But I was like, there's something that has to come back into balance, right? We've spent so much time, and listen, I'm a shadow witch, so don't worry, but we've spent so much time in hatred mode. There has been so much hatred, that to pull the lover's card was like, oh, if we can just spend a little bit more time going out in our day and just putting a little bit more love into the universe, just a little bit, even if it's the person who works at the post office and you are super nice to them, and because you're super nice to them, they are super nice to you. And this happened the other day, and we joked about Donald Trump, and she was so great, and I said, I thank you for your service, thank you for what you're doing for us. I am acknowledging you. Thank you. And she was so kind. And it's just can we find these little moments in our lives to reclaim a bit of balance? Because I believe that that's somewhat what the lover's card is about. And I also believe that that's what witchcraft is about, right? We are here to balance out certain negative voices and all of these things. But it was so funny to pull the lover's card, because I was like, God, is love all we need? No, right? Don't go hug the rattlesnake, right? I'm seeing all these tweets of these people are like, yeah, sure, you can say love thy neighbor, but I'm not going to go hug the rattlesnake. And I'm like, no, you shouldn't. But it is my job as a cis white woman to do better and to try and put a little love out there and to marry this duality and to find balance from all the hatred. But this sounds very Pollyanna, and that's why I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I pulled the lovers.
I love it too, though, because it's also about choice, making a choice, right? Like, isn't the lovers also? It's
yeah,
about,
it can be about like letting go of your lover to move forward into self-care and taking care of yourself, and like
totally, and making the choice to do something different, and you can stay the course or change, and it's time to change and be better. Oh God, I almost sounded like Melania. Be best.
Be best.
Be best. I will say I want all of us, I think, as a collective to be able to move away from this us versus them mentality. I think on both sides, it's just damaging in the worst way. And I think, of course, the instinct to be like, well, you're racist and you're homophobic and you hate me, so I hate you. Mm-hmm. But like, ultimately we do, like, clearly this was such a close race. We all need to really work together to find some sort of common ground to get real progress.
Yeah. And there are racist, homophobic Republicans. There are also studies that show that like a lot of people that vote Republican because they think that the Republicans stand for their values, which are not in fact what those values are. And like, we have to find those people and show them what the policy is.
Right.
And so we can all move forward with a better world.
Absolutely. So wait, Laura, what was the crystal that you pulled again, and what does that mean?
So I pulled the blue apatite, and it was interesting because Sutton and I pulled just before, we pulled separately, and we pulled before we went live. So it's interesting that we're so connected. I don't know. I feel like bragging a little. Sutton and I are definitely widely connected. It's actually...
I can feel it.
It's crazy. Oh my God, thank you. It's pretty intense. So a blue apatite is a crystal that is very much about outside of you, external guidance. That could be divine guidance. That could be aliens, Jesus. I don't care what you want to call it, but it is just allowing yourself.
A ghost who uses your Halloween knocker. Go on.
Knocker. Yes, literally anything that you sort of allow, you open up to it to allow this guidance. Also with this beautiful blue, a lot of blue crystals, as we know, relate to the throat chakra and communication. And I actually opened the Akashic records for this crystal, and we can talk about what that entails after. But when I opened the records, which is really just talking to the masters, teachers, loved ones, guides of this mineral, I got this crazy download. And I was telling Sutton, I was like, it is very intense. And it also is a little Pollyanna in nature, but in a pretty disturbed way, I'll say. So the image I got is that everyone on Earth is just screaming. Like, we all just have our face to the clouds screaming. And in a way, I think we all felt that. We've all felt that in different sort of variations.
That sounds right.
It sounds about right. And it's like, then there was this sort of Google Earth moment, as my therapist would say, of like, that's so fucking unhelpful. Not to say that we shouldn't express our emotions and feel our emotions. I'm absolutely not saying that. But why are we spending our time screaming at the sky? That's nothing. That doesn't help us. We need to be talking to each other. And I thought, okay, we're about to get in real like love and light territory. Bear with me, please. Bear with me.
No, I'm just kidding.
My son is cringing.
I'm here. I'm so ready.
It's going to come full
Give it to us.
Just this idea of like people who are screaming at each other, people who are angry. Again, going back to my therapist, when I'm like, I'm mad, she goes, what is your anger hiding? The anger is always hiding something. People who are screaming at each other are hurt. Yeah. And now I'm going to cry because, Biden won and I'm feeling emotional. I'm going to rip my top off and cry.
Skyclad, honey.
Let it out. Let the taw's out. No, but we're all just so freaking hurt. And that takes a different level. Like, that is shadow work there, and a version of shadow work, like examining that dark shit that you do not want to look at. And when you don't examine it, you just end up screaming at each other like buffoons. Mm-hmm. And so that is like the shadow work is required to get to the, love and light nonsense that is obviously the ideal.
Can I just say too that this brings up for me this, like, the thing that we're all like, I feel personally sometimes that anger comes out of the need for unconditional love. That everybody ultimately, when everything is distilled down to nothing, we all just want to be unconditionally loved. And there are people in the world who were not unconditionally loved, and that festers and it becomes angry and it becomes racist and it becomes fear of the other and it becomes Donald Trump, right? I keep saying to people in readings, I'm like, if I say shadow work and they're like, what is that? And I say, well, for example, Donald Trump doesn't even know he has a shadow. And so therefore has become his shadow.
Yeah.
Like that's who he is. And I don't like the guy, but like something happened to him. He was lacking in unconditional love as a baby, you know, like there was something that happened that has created this like monster. I mean, he's kind of a monster. He's
broken. He's broken beyond repair in many ways. And I say that because I'm not trying to sit here and like, I mean, it breaks my heart. And I obviously want him to fall into a vat of acid or something. Like he's so evil.
We in this house like to say poop himself to death on live TV, but go ahead.
Oh my God,
that would be better.
What an appropriate punishment for a narcissist like him.
It'd be so good.
But that's what this blue appetite is. That was like sort of that image that I had. Like we have to deal with our own shit, and Sutton said it so perfectly. Like we have to deal with our shadow so we can communicate effectively with each other.
Yeah, otherwise our shadows are just screaming at each other and we're not actually getting anything done.
We're absolutely
screaming at us.
Time.
Yeah.
Like our shadow screams at you too. It's inside being like, you're not good enough. This isn't going to happen. You're angry. All of these things. And you have to, this is again, I learned this from, I'm going to say her name again. Her name is Crystal the Oracle. If you don't know her,
check her out.
You should look her up. She's
amazing.
Know her.
She's not sponsored. Open to it.
Oh yeah, exactly. Here for it. But she taught a shadow work course and she just said, you know, and there's a whole meditation that goes into this. And if you guys are interested, you can totally follow us and I can give it to you. But she said, you got to get into deep, deep, deep meditation and you like hug your shadow and say, I love you. Thank you. Thank you, shadow. You're trying to protect me. I love you. And marrying, right? The lover's card again, marrying the duality of your light side and your shadow self, because you cannot be love and light all the time. You cannot. It's toxic.
Yeah,
absolutely. When Emily, the first and only spell still to this day that Emily and I did together was a binding spell shortly after Trump won. And against Trump, and we included Steve Bannon in that too. And I remember like my ears popping. It was the whole like online witch community was saying that they wanted to do it at this night, at this full moon, at this time. And we were of course running a little late. And I had this brief, like just feeling of intuition, which is still a new thing for me. And I get them only once in a great while, but like I got this deep sense of like, we need to hurry. We need to do this now. And it's not even about these two men. They are representative of something much greater. Yeah. And like, it's like a dark force. And I, at the time didn't understand, like, I was like, is this like Star Wars? Like, is this like an evil, like, you know, kind of, you know, spirit force, but it felt like a demon or something. But now looking back, I was like, oh no, this is that it's shadow work. It's uncontrollable shadows.
Yeah, and they're just a manifestation of all the fear and hate that is out there.
They saw an opportunity and capitalized on it. They were like, this is what people are feeling and scared of, and we're going to use that for power.
Totally. They're just the what do you call it? Like the image or not like
figurehead?
Yes, figurehead. Thank you. They are the figurehead for a system, right? That's the tower again. That like to protect white men ultimately, and our whole country has been built on this notion a little bit, which hence why we killed witches. I mean, because of this protection of this toxic patriarchy, and they are just a symptom of it. They are not it. And that's why it's like, I'm so happy Biden is our president, guys.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy.
And it's just like,
Trump didn't start it. Biden won't end it. We just have to keep working.
It'll just be a little easier to work. It'll be a little easier to breathe and get to work.
On the news and constantly be like, what did the child say today?
Yeah,
Mhm.
the strain on the mental health is real. Yeah,
It's been, and we wake up with this constant sense of like anxiety a little bit, and it's just like, I don't know. I
I would like to think that it was us four coming together that pushed those electoral votes over the edge.
It obviously was.
I
Like
mean,
we all joined, and then it happened.
we're calling the four corners.
Oh my
Hey,
god! I'm
Guys,
like,
it happened. It's the craft. We made it happen. Now we have to be very careful with our power.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Just one glamour on my hair and then I'm done.
Oh my god!
No, that's
I
good.
love you, ladies. I'm still so just full of chills and like such positive energy right now.
Yeah.
Laura, did you want to speak more about your Akashic
Yes.
energy and readings? I know you mentioned you wanted to delve into that a little bit more.
Yeah, I would love to just briefly touch on it, just because I think it's something that is less known in terms
Yeah,
of the
please.
other modalities we've discussed in this podcast. So the Akashic Records, I did not come up with this sort of image, but I feel like this description makes the most sense. The idea is that the Akashic Records are a library of your past lives and future opportunities. And I say future opportunities because we have choice. So, and when I read the records, we sort of open the door to that library and we're like taking down books. It's very much, the sessions are very much a conversation. The questions are asked that are more open ended. I always give this example. Like if you say to the records or a records reader, should I move to Denver? You're probably going to get an answer that's like, I don't know. Do you want, like, maybe, where it's like, what are the potential benefits of me moving to Denver? That way you're sort of, my Akashic Records teacher, Christina Cross, calls them your spiritual cheerleaders.
I love that.
I know, it's so wonderful. Your spiritual cheerleaders can then give you a more effective and useful answer. How are we feeling about that description? Ask me questions. I don't know what else.
No, so where does it come from? It like what is it, a book? Like what is the physical thing?
Yes, very good to talk about. So the Akashic Records were actually
Mind.
the mind. No, they were discovered. It's an actual like electromagnetic situation discovered by a quantum physicist. I am not going to do a very good job of explaining the science to you, but it was discovered by science, and actually the CIA believes in it. I read the brief, a brief of the CIA brief, and it's like the CIA basically is like the Akashic Records are a real thing. We don't know how it works, but they are an actual tangible thing.
So how would one begin to access that and start to use it in their practice? What would be the first step if I was interested?
Yeah, there's all different ways to do it. I am someone who loves to take classes. Like I like do a bunch of research and I do my own thing. And then I like to do a class with someone just to feel like I have extra guidance, even though that's absolutely not necessary, especially with the records.
I'm like the exact opposite.
Sutton is the exact opposite.
I'm going to read about it and I'm just going to fucking do it.
Yes, exact opposite. And it's choose your own adventure, right? We are witches. We have autonomy and we can learn things however we choose. There are plenty of excellent books. I really like Linda Howe's How to Read the Akashic Records. I know Sutton also has that
That's
book.
the one I read. Yeah.
By Linda Howe. I just think it's written really well. And it's written in a way that she's not all love and light. Like at one point at the beginning, she's like, I started diving into shamanism and then realized I'm white and shouldn't do that. So I stopped. Like, I just really like the way that she writes.
She's super clear.
Super clear. And it seems like she and I are on the same page of like, yeah, no, you shouldn't fucking be a shaman. You're white. And for some reason that really stuck with me. I was like, I fucks with Linda Howe.
Yeah.
So that is the book that I really like. There are of course others out there. I'm not poo-pooing any other Akashic Records teachers. I'm just I love Linda Howe, and I learned with Christina Cross.
Cool.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Awesome. And is it sort of like a meditation kind of thing, or is it like a...
Yeah, so you one can access the Akashic Records and lead a meditation. That is actually something that people do. It will be called like an Akashic Records meditation, or some people say like Akashic Records bath, or just something where or the leader of the group would open the records, or multiple people in the group could open the records if you really want to go nuts, and just really hold that space and channel what is coming through. It's also really excellent in one-on-one situations where someone would just come to me with, for an hour, I say about 7 like juicy questions. We're not talking like, I don't know, what are the benefits of me eating Taco Bell this afternoon? Like that's not what we're going for. Juicy, juicy questions. And it can just be really helpful to get the opinions and to get the guidance of an outside source that is still part of you, right? Your records are yours. But if you're not tuned in to that for whatever reason, there's no judgment there. It can just be nice to have someone guide you to connect with your spiritual cheerleaders.
So it's not a book. It's like a metaphysical kind of thing that's unique to each person that you tap into.
Absolutely.
Psychically. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. I was expecting it. I was like, I don't know what I was thinking. I was like,
you were thinking it was like you look it up in the Akashic records.
Let me go to the index. Go to Taco Bell.
Under Taco Bell on a Wednesday, 2020. Let's see.
Well, I will say sometimes people book a session, and sometimes the questions are just like, I just want to make it clear that it's really good if they're juicy. Like I've definitely
major arcana questions, people.
Yeah, major arcana. I mean, the records are they're an excellent guide for everything. But I think sometimes people maybe get nervous about asking the big questions, so they'll start with like smaller things, and it's like, nah, just dive right in. Ask the big stuff. Let's go.
Skip what should I do for my birthday? Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Laura, like there is definitely a sense that am I crazy that it's believed that our soul has lived multiple lifetimes, and part of the records includes the other souls that, like the other lives that we lived. Is that true?
Absolutely. So the records can definitely get information from past lives. A lot of it just depends on what questions the person is asking, though. Like you might be someone that doesn't really have an interest in past life information this time, and that's fine. I get a different sense from everyone when I open their records. Some people, it feels like they've been here for, forever, and other people, I'm like, you're new. You're brand new. You're new. Like my husband is a newer spirit. I actually didn't tell him that. I'll be honest. I'm not the one who told him that, but I did feel it in his records. He's so sweet. He's a muggle as well, but he has his own crystal collection, Sutton.
That's
nice. I don't know if you've ever seen it because we've been locked down, but he has an altar, and he cleans it and he redoes it, and I'm like, okay.
Well, see, that's the thing is the other day, my husband was recording a podcast and he was in our window and there was this stream of sunlight, and he is so drawn to lapis lazuli, and bumblebee jasper, like so drawn to it. So he has 4 pieces, and they were sitting in the sunlight next to him being cleansed by the sun while he was recording his podcast. And I was like, Muggle, are you?
Yeah.
I see you.
I love that. This is fascinating. I totally want to book a reading with you both. How would our listeners be able to follow you and book any of your services?
Please follow us. I'll start. So follow us on Instagram at A Casual Coven, and it's _casual_coven. And you can email us. There's an email button right on our page there. Again, wow, I sound like a grandma. Just go right onto our Instagram page
and just push the button.
Just push on the button. No, but really email us or email me. We'll pop up, and then you can just shoot us an email. Sutton, tell us what we offer the people.
Well, if you are interested in a joint reading, like we were talking about at the beginning, it's an hour of tarot with me and an hour with Laura, and you can choose to do crystal, Reiki, Akashic records, or a combination.
Yeah, you can kind of do whatever you want for that hour.
Yes. And then for the price that we offer, we come together, Laura and I come together and kind of give you a magical prescription. And that's magic with a CK, people. So we are talking about crystals and sigils and incense. And I'm repeating myself, but we are offering you something energetically to kind of help you on your spiritual journey, whether you are a baby witch, don't identify as a witch, or a sorcerer, the magician. And then you can also talk to us separately I'm at suttoncrawford.com. You can book individual readings from us at Casual Coven or from us on Instagram individually. And I am your resident tarot card reader. I use multiple decks. Sometimes I pull crystals, but I usually use about 3 decks in a reading. So, and then Laura, you go.
Yeah, so you can find me at Golden Willow Healing. And I am currently offering, for the most part, they're remote sessions, but if we can find a way to do it outside or do it safely, then we can meet in person. And I offer Reiki, crystal readings, Akashic Records readings. Yeah, it's just the end.
Amazing. No, I was like grasping in.
Our
your
joint
power.
things are really
The joint things are really
cool.
They're really, really
Yeah.
excellent. And then when we come, so we'll do if it's a joint reading, Sutton and I work with you individually, then Sutton and I connect and put together, again, this beautiful magical package. And it really is bespoke. It's for whatever you want to do. So sometimes we have people that are just starting, like, I don't know where to begin. I want to be more witchy. Okay, perfect. We can put something together for you there. Or sometimes we have people book with us that are trying to work on one specific thing. Like someone booked with us and their goal was to really dive deeper into their intuition and their clairs. So the package was really specialized, and it's always specialized and tailored to you, but that's going to be a completely different package than, say, like the beginner witch package, you know?
Absolutely. What
Very
an
cool.
amazing service. I love that.
Yeah, and I love that you're in Astoria, right?
Sure
We
is.
are.
Just like me.
I'm so jealous. I wish I was in Astoria.
I didn't make a PowerPoint, but I made a pretty strong argument via text.
You did. I mean, if we had found a good apartment there, we would have totally moved there as well. But
You're
now
in
that
Jersey, right?
yeah, Jersey just legalized weed,
Woohoo!
so
I know.
I know. Kate was ahead of the curve. Now we're all going to move to Jersey. I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
or we all moved to Canada with Emily.
Yeah, more likely.
Well, we'll definitely post all of the links and all of the handles on our Instagram as well as on our website. This is like amazing. I feel so warm and full of love. Wait, sorry, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I just said indeed.
Indeed.
Do we want to pull like one more just for the end of the episode now that we know that Joe Biden is president?
Yeah, Sutton, pull a card.
Yeah, wait, you're a resident tarot person.
Yes, please.
Go get those cards.
I'm here. You go first, and I'm going to go get my cards.
Okay, so Sutton will go get her deck, and then I have a fun idea. So I have this new crystal toy. They're the platonic solids. So it's just crystals in all these amazing shapes. I am not going to lie to you. I don't know how to pronounce all of them. I'm like, octahedron? Sure. I have a BFA in musical theater. Leave me alone.
Bless you. No, it's okay. I mispronounce everything.
Literally
That's basically the subtitle of the show.
But I will. Sutton's going to pull a card. Are you back?
I'm here.
Okay, you're going to pull a card, and I'm going to like roll these sort of platonic solids crystals, and we'll see which one falls out as you pull a card. So tell me when you're going to pull.
Okay, hold on. I would have Florida watered my hands. I would have saged.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I'm like very superstitious, which is kind of funny. I cast a circle.
Oh, I love that.
I know, I'm crazy.
No, that's such dedication. I'm such a lazy witch sometimes.
I know. I literally sit at my desk and will just like kind of like.
Oh no, I'm like very superstitious about it.
I love that. Wait, I'm curious to know, what are your guys' signs? What is your triad?
Oh, I'm a Pisces, sun, and then moon and rising are both Taurus.
Ooh, I love that.
I'm a Pisces, Libra, Gemini.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I can get that sense. I can tell you like conversation and exchanging ideas.
I do. Okay, I'm knocking. I'm knocking 3 times. 1, 2, 3. You ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, go. Oh, I love it.
I got the dodecahedron, which is a 12-sided, which it represents ether. Sutton, you tell the card first, and then I think you tell the card first. I'm excited.
Okay, well, I pulled the Ace of Pentacles,
Oh.
and I know, and I had just I did a reading on election day the other day, and I always refer, one of the people that taught me how to read the tarot says it's the long con, right? You get the seed, and you kind of look at the seed, and you think to yourself, what the fuck am I going to do with this seed? And the action of taking care of it and watering it and going through ups and downs with the Pentacles leads you to the 10. And you know, you have to think about where you came from when you're talking about the Ace of Pentacles. And sometimes it's about business, sometimes it's about hearth and home. But in the context of what's going on, I've just felt like this is our collective new shift beginning. This is the seed that we have to plant to try and change the world, I guess. So let's plant the MFing seed, guys, and water it.
So this crystal shape in Platonic solids, the dodecahedron, again, probably saying that wrong, but that's fine. It represents ether, and it's very much the upper energy centers or chakras, if we want to talk about it in terms of chakras. Very, like, I love this idea of ether and then how it relates to that, because it's so crown. It's so opening up of your crown and being part, like if you think of ether, right? Like it's very expansive and it's part of this sort of bigger picture. This is a crystal, the shape to me says we are sort of out of the work within ourselves, if that makes any sense, right? Like we sort of worked through the other energy centers and now we are to the top, we are to the crown, we are expansive and we are part of a bigger picture. So may I just say one more time, Sutton and I are connected.
Yes.
Plant the seed.
I love it. Oh my God.
Plant that fucking seed.
I feel so like I feel like a huge weight has just been lifted off my shoulders. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go to work. I'm ready.
Do it.
I'm ready. Oh my gosh.
Seriously.
Well,
Yeah.
I feel like we should leave it there. Em, is there anything else you wanted to say or share?
Well, I will. Yeah. Okay. So the West Wing thing I was going to say earlier.
I was going to say you should. What is the West Wing point still relevant?
This is so dumb, but I feel like I planted it, so now I have
Say
to
it.
like
Water the
I have
seed.
to finish
Bring it in.
it.
Water the seed. You can.
Which is just that Dan and I have been rewatching the first couple seasons of The West Wing, and we're in season 2 right now, and Josh, the character, has to like be home for 3 months, and he's like sitting on his stoop in his pajamas, and he says to the other guys like, everyone should have to stay home for 3 months at some point so that they appreciate being outdoors. And Dan and I looked at each other like,
Wow. Yeah, absolutely.
But there's a lot of moments like that where they just sort of very successfully predict what the next 20 years looked like.
I had a tangent about West Wing as I was watching it and I was loving it. My husband loves it. And then Donald Trump got elected and I could not watch it anymore because it was painful to see someone so stupid in the White House in real life and then be like, but he's so good. That president's so good.
We haven't touched the West Wing in 4 years, and suddenly this week we decided to rewatch it. I guess the first glimmer of hope.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't have to sit with the swords anymore. You can let down your guard. It's going to be okay. He has been elected. And listen, this guy's going to drag us. Donald Trump is going to drag our asses.
This is going to be a shitty month and a half.
We can do it. We will be
end.
fine.
Yeah, we can do it. We can do it.
Listen, if we can get through these last 4 years, and especially this year, we can do the next few months.
Absolutely.
And with that, you can follow us online at Witchcast Podcast on Instagram. You can email us at witchcastpodcast@gmail.com. You can check out our website for all things Witchcast at witchcastpodcast.com. And
if you like us, please leave a review, rate, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. It helps other people find us. And we will post Laura and Sutton's handles and the Casual Covens links all in both our Instagram and on our websites. And also, ladies, if you could take photos of your crystals and cards, we'll post those as well so people can see what they look like. They're gorgeous. But yeah. And
yes, indeed.
Until next time.
Heck yeah!
'Cause it's Witchcast.